Hi folks, Joseph Kursky here with you. Let's add attachments or photographs to points in ArcGIS Pro. In other words, when I click on my line, point, or polygon features, I want a photograph to appear there. What I need to do is look at my procedures that I have written in a story map format. And what my procedures say is go to Analysis and Tools, and we're going to enable attachments on a feature layer. Now I've got a feature layer here, which is very simple. I've got two digitized points in my feature layer, and I'm going to enable attachments. That's all I'm going to do. All it does is say to that feature layer, you're going to accept attachments. In my case, a photograph. Now once I've done that, the feature layer is ready to go in terms of accepting attachments or enabling attachments. So that's step one, that geoprocessing tool. It doesn't modify the data set at all. It just prepares it to accept attachments. And now what I want to do is go to Attributes and navigate to the Attachments tab. This is slightly counterintuitive because it seems like I've already done this, but now we need to go to this step and click on different features, and we've got them selected. I just want you to see my data set. And now let's go to that Attributes pane and navigate to the Attachments zone, which I have screen captured right here. All right, let's do that. Once we do that, we can go ahead and select our attachment. In my case, I've got the two photographs of this wonderful landscape in southern New Mexico that I was exploring with some fine university students. And I can select that. I can add multiple attachments. I could add videos. I could add multiple photographs to each point, line, or polygon. So it's not limited to just one thing. I'm going to delete those so you can see how I did it. I just simply said add, and I navigate to in my case, photographs. Okay, that's all good. It's pretty straightforward. So running the analysis tool and then going to that attachments zone. In the next step, what we've got is I want to enable the pop-ups to be a little bit better than what I have for the default. The default is basically a list of fields and the attachment, but I can move these things around. Notice in the Configure Pop-up zone here in ArcGIS Pro, I can move these things around. So for example, right now I've got the attachments last, and I can move these up and down in that structure. Okay, let's do that. Let's do a little bit of enhancement here. There's a lot more you can do with pop-ups for sure. You can insert arcade expressions and make them really shine and really pop. Here I'm going to keep it pretty simple just to show you that, okay, I want to move that text maybe to the top, and then in that text I'm going to say something like, at this point are these attributes, and this is what the landscape looks like. You've got the rhyolite, you've got the granite, beautiful landscape. Notice my text is at the bottom, so if I configure pop-ups once again, I'm just going to move that text to the top. Now I've got the text and the attachment, but then my attributes are below my photograph, so let's just go and configure the pop-up one more time and move the attachments underneath the field. And if that doesn't work, if that doesn't drag and drop, go ahead and do the reverse, move the fields above attachments. Click on those points one more time. I've got my text and I've got my fields and the attributes and my photographs. That is exactly what I wanted to do. To sum up, what we did was we first enabled attachments on the feature layer. Once we enable attachments on the feature layer, which is a data management tool, then we go ahead and go to Map, Attributes pane, and navigate to the Attachments tab. And then we can go ahead and add my attachments, in my case photographs, to those points. Doesn't have to be points, could be lines, polygons, and we're going to save our edits, and then we're going to configure pop-ups. That's what we did. Thanks for being with me. I hope that was helpful.